Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday the 10th of October 2022. We're going to start off today's video with a link to a player, which is weird because it's October. We're not really anywhere near the transfer window. Still a fair old way away, but we are being linked with a player. Maybe not even for this January, but maybe next summer. So who is he and what's going on? So this is from footballleagueworld.co.uk and it is an exclusive. Millwall, Reading and Portsmouth among latest EFL clubs to eye 15-goal striker. Notts County striker Macauley Longstaff has been watched by a host of EFL clubs including Blackpool, Millwall, Reading and Portsmouth. In recent weeks, sources have exclusively informed Football League World. So what does that mean? Watched. So a scout, apparently in Millwall's name, has gone to a Notts County game and watched Macauley Longstaff play football. The 25-year-old has enjoyed a fast start to the 22-23 campaign, scoring 15 goals in 30 matches. Since August to October, 15 goals in 13 matches. Jeez. As he's helped his new side climb to the top of the National League table. Is he the new Neil Harris? Is he the new Steve Morrison? The player who's playing in non-league, who is banging them in, who can make that step up in the Championship. Longstaff joined Notts County in the summer, so he's only joined them this summer on the back of the season that saw him score 32 times and provide 14 assists. And not just scoring, he does assists as well. For National League North side, Gateshead, and is already drawing links to the EFL. So last season he was in the league below the National League, Step 2 I believe they call it, and he scored 32 times and had 14 assists. He moved on in the summer to Notts County, the league above, and in 2 months he's got 15 goals in 13 matches. Incredible. So sources have exclusively informed that Longstaff has been watched by Blackpool, Millwall, Reading, as well as Portsmouth and Plymouth Argyle. So he's born in the North East. The Englishman has worked his way through non-league football, including spells with the likes of Billingham Symphonia, Blythe Spartans and York City, and will hope to play the EFL next season, whether that's Meadow Lane or elsewhere. Well, why are none of the other big clubs in that area looking? Why are Middlesbrough not looking at him? Why are Hartlepool are in League 2 now, I believe. Who else is up there? Sunderland? Newcastle? Probably not them. Hull? Why are none of these clubs looking? I don't know, but it would be a weird one. But you see his progression here, so it seems he wants to stay close to home. So making a massive jump all the way down South East London and Millwall, is that really in his future? I don't know. Seems the kind of player that if he had to choose between a little bit more money at a place that was far away or slightly less money at a place that was closer to home, he would go to the place that was closer to home. But you never know. Look, he's really good. So I'm sure if we do make an offer, it's not going to be the only offer on the table. So we will have a bit of competition for him. So we'll see how we get on. But there you go, Macauley Longstaff. And it just goes to show, even though you got these intensive youth systems now, where they get all these kids in from 8 years old and whatever, and they train them and keep them and basically grow them up through the ranks. There's still players that come out of nowhere and make it through non-league and have a bit about them. It's still going on, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So there you go, Macauley Longstaff being watched by Millwall apparently. So I'm going to move on to this now. Bristol City versus Millwall has been selected for overseas broadcast. Why is that a story? Who cares? Well, it's a story because that means if you signed up for the if you're a Millwall TV subscriber and you signed up for the season ticket, if you live in a foreign climate, you will probably not be able to watch this match now because it's being blacked out because whoever broadcasts the EFL in your country has the rights, and they said whenever we have a game, we don't want the iFollow whatever Millwall TV people to be able to watch it on that. We want them to watch it on our system because we're paying you money for it. So, as it says here, this move will affect the ability to stream the match on TV. The pass is unavailable in many locations. All details will be confirmed as soon as possible ahead of match day. So this is a pretty short notice that they're doing this because this is the game that's on this Saturday the 15th of October. So very short notice that they're doing this. But you know what it is? I know what it is. You know what it is? It's clearly that the formation change, where we're not boring everyone to death anymore, means we're probably gonna get selected for more TV games now. So playing this 4-2-3-1 formation, exciting attacking football that people want to watch. Yeah, you're gonna get your games moved around for TV now. So that will be something to keep an eye on in the future. Fantastic stuff there. Or not if you're a Millwall fan abroad, because you probably won't be able to watch this game on your Millwall TV subscription. You have to find a way to watch it. There are always ways to watch it. So, moving on now to some interview comments, not specifically related to the match on the weekend, but kind of, and some are and some aren't. So these two Millwall players setting standard for the squad duo have to be dragged off the training pitch. This is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Andreas Voglsammer and Zian Fleming setting the training standards for the Millwall squad. That is the verdict of Lions manager Gary Rowett, who had praised the pair after the 2-0 win over Middlesbrough on Saturday. Fleming scored twice to move on to 4 goals for the campaign. The club record signing from Fortuna Sittard started to heavily impact in the final third, but Rowett felt that Voglsammer, snapped up from Union Berlin in the summer, had his best performance in a Lions shirt. The German forward played on the right in Millwall's 4-2-3-1 formation. Rowett said, "What you saw today was a player who worked incredibly hard for this team. The amount of times he sprinted back doubled up to help his fullback, Danny McMara, out. He was good on the ball today. He put in a good cross with Zion. It would be an assist with a better finish. His rocket shot he hits, if Brad scores on the rebound, it would be an assist. I'm really pleased with him. I think the rest will come like Zai, because they are good players. We've got 2 players I would say that every day we're trying to drag them off the training ground, and that's Voglsammer and Fleming. They've set the bar for the other players. It's because they are used to it with their culture, the way they are coached, and the way they work abroad. They are getting their rewards because of that extra work." Millwall have taken 4 points since switching away from a back 5, but Rowett said, "I've had to really think about each formation. We haven't really found the form that I'd like. We've done it for 2 games as a 4-man defence. How many times have we played a 5 and we're really good for 2 games? It's about being good over a 10-game period, a 15-game period. I look at really simple KPIs. What is a KPI? Key Performance Indicator. How many chances do we get? How many chances does the opposition get? How many shots on goal do we have against us? Only then do you start to see the pattern emerging, whether the formation is better for us. We could have played a 5 today, and if we applied ourselves in the same way, then we would have won the game. It gives you a little bit of positivity because we've created some big chances in the formation, but I wouldn't have gone to it if it hadn't been something I considered with great intent. It's about players making it work." Funnily enough, wasn't it before when Gary Rowett was talking about formations a couple of months ago? He's saying, well, it's not really a back 5 because it depends how you play it. Now he's admitting it's a back 5. Like, what? Alright, mate. So we've effectively been playing 5-3-2 all this time. Or 5-2-3. Not 3-5-2. So there you go. More from Gary Rowett. So this is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk as well. Millwall boss explains really tough call not to select Leeds loanee Cresswell on the loan in matchday 18. Millwall manager Gary Rowett has talked about a really tough call to leave Charlie Cresswell bottom line out of his matchday 18 squad for Saturday's 2-0 win over Middlesbrough. The Lions had a strong bench fixture for the championship match, well, apart from George Evans, and Rowett admitted the versatility of George Evans, Callum Styles and George Honeyman helped strengthen their claim to be part of his squad. Cresswell is on a season-long loan from Leeds United. Rowett has moved to a 4-2-3-1 formation, which has seen Shuan Hutchinson part Jake Cooper in the middle of the defence, with Murray Wallace at left back. Rowett told the South London Press, "It's really tough. If you look at before the Rotherham game, young Cress has been excellent for us. He stepped up to championship football really, really well. Scotty, a couple of games prior to that, he started at left wing back. It was really good. The challenge I had was we weren't winning games away from him. And the players about and said, look, we're going to change to a 4-2-3-1, and I'm almost going to start from scratch and pick the best team I think for that. Then basically you're going to have to fight to hold your shirt. The ones that are out of the team just have to be patient and keep working hard in training to make sure when an opportunity comes, they can come in and keep the shirt. The bench is tough to pick when we've got all those players and so much flexibility. Someone like Shax can play in 2 or 3 different positions, Honeyman can play in 2 or 3 different positions, and Callum Styles can play in 2 or 3 positions. Benno and Benicfobi, when you're playing a front 4, you always have to have those 2 on the bench. It really comes down to Evo's flexibility. Do we put Cressy, who can play centre back, on the bench, or do we put Scotty, who can play left wing back or attacking left back, on the bench? Or do we put Evo, who can cover 2 or 3 positions? Yeah, but not very well though. That was really the decision. It was a horrible decision to have to make. I don't want to leave young Charlie or Scotty out of the squad. Unfortunately, 2 players have to be out of the squad. Evo has had it this season where he's been out of the squad. Mason's had it. Hutchie, our captain's had it. It's going to happen to everyone. Everyone is going to have to take their turn. When you're one of those players, you've got to try not to get too disembarked because it can change very quickly. Look at Hutchie, he was out of the squad, up at Blackburn, comes back. You can go from out of the squad to back to the starting lineup. I don't think it's necessary in order that you're out of the squad, then on the bench, and then in the team. It doesn't work like that. Those decisions are not easy or nice to make. Indeed. So this is 2 games in a row that Cresswell's out of the squad. So are there things going on in the background? Because this story popped up in the Sun this weekend, which I'm just going to talk about now. From Alan Nixon on Sunday, Norwich are keen on Leeds centre-back Charlie Cresswell after making checks on staff during Millwall loan transfer. Yeah. So they probably said, well, he's not playing. They might be trying to line up another move for him. Who knows? Norwich City are checking on Leeds centre-half Charlie Cresswell during his loan spell at Millwall. Canaries are keen on the power defender who's dropped the championship for game time. Bristol 20 is part of plans at Leeds, but Norwich are hanging around in case that changes in the long term. So this is for an eye for a permanent move then. I guess he's an England under 21. He's got potential to grow and get better, and he can team like Norwich where they're going from the Championship to the Premier League. They'll probably need someone who can improve over time, who's got the potential to be a Premier League player. The centre-back made his Premier League debut against West Ham last season, went on to make 4 more top-flight appearances, but his last game came in March and Jesse Marsh allowed him to join Millwall. He's also represented England under 21s on 6 occasions. The Lions have had a difficult start this season with just 5 wins in 13 games. That's difficult. But on an individual basis, Cresswell has performed well and even proved the match winner at times. His 3 goals in 9 league games, though, has helped his side keep 2 clean sheets. Marsh will be pleased he's getting regular game time after admitting he needs to play, but with Norwich battling for promotion, Cresswell will not be guaranteed game time at Carrow Road. So there you have it. Yeah, but they're talking about this is like they might come in and sign him in the summer, but I mean if he's not even getting on the bench for Millwall, maybe Leeds gonna recall him and then loan him out to Norwich. Who knows? Or maybe they'll just recall him and keep him at Leeds. I don't know. Anyway, moving on now. This is from southernnews.co.uk and it's about Shuan Hutchinson. So Millwall skipper discusses informed teammates and tactical changes. Shuan Hutchinson praised Fleming, Danny McNamara and George Long after beating Bra at Den. It's not just Millwall fans that have been blown away by Zian Fleming's performances in the Millwall shirt so far this season. Captain Shuan Hutchinson has been hugely impressed by the Dutchman as well, highlighting a number of his key strengths after scoring a brace in Saturday's 2-0 win against Middlesbrough at the Den. Like anyone coming from abroad, he's taken a little bit of a while to settle in, he said of Fleming after the game. I wouldn't say he struggled to settle into the group, he's fitting in with us straight away, I think. It's just more the way we play on the pitch and the championship in general. It's taken a little while. We're starting to see now what a goal threat he is and what talent he is. Of course, Hutchinson gets to work with the 24-year-old forward almost every single day, and he believes that there's much more to come from him over the coming weeks as he adapts to life in the championship. I think you'll see a few more of what we did on Wednesday versus Warren from distance. He strikes the ball really well. I think it's just obviously sometimes knowing when. A couple of times a day, we did it overs when we were 2-0 up last 10 minutes. Sometimes just hold the ball up and be game wiser. We don't want to take too much away from him because we need that flame, and obviously sometimes we struggle to create things, and he's definitely one who can create. He strikes one hell of a ball. I think we'll see a fair few more of what he did on Wednesday. Many supporters see Fleming as a like-for-like replacement for Jed Wallace, and while Hutchinson sees some similarities, he believes that the Ajax Academy graduate can bring something else to his Millwall team that they've not had before. Honestly, shots from distance, he chuckles. He's actually surprisingly very strong as well. I know he's a big lad, but he protects the ball very well and he gets his shots off. I think in the past, Jed Wallace scored a few from distance, but other than that, we haven't had many that will pull the trigger. I think Vogel as well, he's willing to pull the trigger and he's actually a really good finisher. There's definitely people on the pitch who can score goals for us. We just need to supply them and do our job at the back. In championship matches, Hudson is obviously most involved at the back, organising Millwall's defence and making sure the opposition are afforded a limited amount of space in the final third. The 31-year-old has only just returned to the team after injuring his groin, as has Danny McNamara, who was dropped from the starting lineup in November. Hutchinson believes that the right back needs to focus on the basics more than anything else, and that if he can continue to do that, he can build on his impressive performance against Bra on Saturday. Obviously, he came back into the team just as I have, and I thought that he defended really well and kept to the basics. If he just sticks to the basics and doesn't maybe try to do too much, I think sometimes in a back five, he feels like he's got to produce assists and goals from that attacking wing back position in the four. I think if I just keep speaking to him, stick to your basics. Your first job is to defend, and your second job is to go forward. I know damn well. I played with him a lot of times, and if I just keep talking to him and keep him switched on, he's a solid right back. Behind them, George Long has come in as the Lions goalkeeper, replacing Bartosz Białkowski for the last 4 league matches. Hutchinson believes that he brings a real presence to the back line and that he deserves his chance to show that he's capable of becoming Garat's first choice. He's demanding, coming for crosses in the box, and he obviously kicks the ball a mile as well, which can be a strength. He's come in, he's grafted hard behind Bart for a long time now. He's been given his chance. I think that everything he had to deal with today, he did well. Of course, the entire team is getting used to playing in a new formation, with Millwall switching from their preferred back 5 to a 4-2-3-1 after a string of poor results. Hutchinson believes that this was the right decision and it helped the Lions keep their third clean sheet of the campaign. We just weren't playing all that great in that formation. It's not to say we will never go back to it, I think. It's just sometimes that you need a little change, just to get everyone else refreshed with a few different ideas. In the 2 games we've had, we've given very little away, and I'm sure the gaffer is positive about it. I think that's the biggest one, the clean sheet. We've talked about it all season, how we need to get back to those clean sheets, and I thought today we defended really well. Results at the Den haven't been that hard to come by, to be fair. Our results have been decent. I think it's the fact that we kept the clean sheet and looked solid and gave them very little. That was really encouraging. Indeed, so I think this is I think, as far as I know, the first time we got a comment from a player about formation change, and seems like it's 2 thumbs up for Shuan Hutchinson about that. So Shuan Hutchinson very positive about a lot of things going on. Though you would expect that. He's not going to come out and slag people off and be very negative. You don't win friends and influence people by doing that. So moving on now to the Loanwatch. I gave you a little preview of this the other day. Alex Mitchell scored his first senior goal for St Johnstone. Absolute cracker against Celtic in the lunchtime game. And then 2 minutes later, because he equalised, 2 minutes later Celtic go down the other end and get a goal in the 95th minute. And they end up winning the game. So what a shocker. So this is from southernnews.co.uk. Heartbreak for Alex Mitchell after scoring first senior goal. The centre-back has had a stellar start to his loan spell in the Scottish Premiership. Millwall loanee Alex Mitchell scored his first senior goal on Saturday afternoon. St Johnstone hosted Scottish champions Celtic. The 21-year-old found the back of the net from a free kick in the 93rd minute, seemingly snatching a late point against the Celtic side at McDermott Park. However, Greek international Georgios Giacomakis was able to fire home the winning goal 2 minutes later, breaking the Saints' heart and handing them consecutive defeats in the Scottish Premiership. And while we're here, let's have a look at this. This is the goal. You ready for this?
Which means Ali Crawford flicked on by Bear, and Alex Mitchell has put it away, and St Johnstone grab an injury time equaliser. They have been having a right good go, and it's paid off, but Celtic will be absolutely kicking themselves.
Well, you did feel as though a goal was coming for St Johnstone, and it's right into that danger area. No one is near it. Welsh isn't there. Giacomakis isn't there. Carter Vickers nowhere near it. But Alex Mitchell is. One touch to control. And then he gets it. He just slips it past Joe Hart. It's a lovely first touch from the...
What an amazing goal, huh? Absolutely brilliant. So yeah. In the National League, neither B-Sart Tobolodge or Kamar Grant were involved in Dagenham Redbridge's 1-1 draw against Southend United. The former was an unused substitute while the latter was left out of the squad entirely. Yeah, because his loan is finished. These loans that they're having are youth loans. They're 28-day loans. And I can't believe it's been 28 days already. Yeah, apparently. Because the loan is up. So Kamar Grant has come back to Millwall. Which I think is the reason why Chin Ockley was loaned out. To Torquay, and he played 90 minutes, which is not mentioned in this story. Further down, the B-Sart Tobolodge was an unused substitute in that game. Further down the pyramid in the National League South, Joe Wright had a weekend to being in goal for Barcy. 21-year-old put in another impressive performance for the Romans, but he couldn't prevent them from conceding a stoppage time goal to lose 3-2 at home to Hungerford Town. Indeed. And like I said, I didn't pull it up, but if we get on it now, while you wait, news while you wait. Where are we? This one here. So this is the Loanwatch piece from millwallfc.co.uk. And they give a little bit more details. So Kamal Grant. So these are the players that are on loan and out on loan at the moment. Alex Mitchell, Chin Ockley, Joe Wright, and B-Sart Tobolodge. Ryan Sanford's loan has ended at I think Weymouth Town. He was at Dover, came back, then went to Weymouth. He's come back. Kamal Grant is his loan is Dover now as well. And Chin Ockley made his Torquay United debut in a 1-0 defeat at York City. So there you go. And these are the games coming up now. FA Cup fourth qualifying round. This Saturday for Chin Ockley, Torquay United at home to Hampton and Richmond Borough. They've got to be looking for winning that one, haven't they, Torquay? St Johnstone versus Livingston. They done pretty well against Celtic. If they can match that, and they should be able to get a result against Livingston. Dagenham and Redbridge playing on Tuesday, tomorrow. Away at York City. That's one of the longest journeys for them, I imagine, in that league. And what a journey. Joe Wright crossing the country going from Bath City to Canvey Island to play Concord Rangers there the weekend. So these are the games coming up there. So, talking of Alex Mitchell, this is from the Courier.co.uk, the local paper up in Perth. Keeping on loan Mill defender Alex Mitchell at St Johnstone beyond January would be massive, says Remy. We've just had a story I've just shown you about Norwich being linked with Charlie Cresswell. Now we've got the story of Alex Mitchell maybe coming back to Millwall in January. Are the two linked? Will we return Cresswell to Leeds and then recall Alex Mitchell from St Johnstone? Is that in the works? Is that in the plans? I don't know what's going on. We're a long way from the next transfer window opening up. That's what I said. But St Johnstone goalkeeper Remy Matthews knows already that keeping Alex Mitchell at McDermott Park will be a January priority. The on-loan Mill centre-back was cruelly denied the kudos of securing an injury time draw against Celtic by an even later winner for the champion. Mitchell's outstanding performances week on week have made him a Perth fans' favourite. Yes, he's one of their better players. He's not their best defender because they have a player called Considine who is a very good player and gets higher ratings every week. But he's probably in the top 5 best players so far this season. Matthews, who has formed a strong bond with his fellow Englishman over the last few months, believes the 21-year-old has a successful career in front of him when he returns south of the border. Just hopefully not after a winter recall to London by Lions boss Gary Rowett. Alex could have been the hero, so I feel for him, said Matthews. He scored against the best team in Scotland, so you can't take that away from him. Even though we're disappointed with the result, we came up together and we were in the hotel together. He's a great kid and I've tried to give him a bit of advice. He's been really good. He's a leader and I think people forget how young he is because he looks 40 despite being only 21. It's a bit harsh. He's just got to keep his head down and keep working hard and he'll have a bright future. We will be desperate to keep him beyond January. It will be massive for us. He's done really well, so we'll have to see what happens. Mitchell wasn't the only saint to shine on Saturday. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care, so, you know. He's talking about other shit, so he's not stopped talking about Mitchell. Darcy. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah. But, kind of weird, isn't it? You get, in the same week, you get Charlie Cresswell being linked with Norwich, despite being a Leeds player and on loan at Millwall. And then you've got the St Johnstone goalkeeper saying, "Oh, we wish Alex Mitchell won't leave in January." Might be a possibility. Although, if Charlie Cresswell can't get into the squad, well, why would Alex Mitchell? What would the point of that be? Now, because as Gary Rowett says, George Evans can play there, can't he? Can you imagine George Evans playing in the back foot? You think that'll work out well? Playing in as a 2 centre back? Well then, or Gary Rowett will say, "Oh, we have to play 3 at the back now because we have to play George Evans." Like, fuck off, mate. What are you talking about? Anyway, so talking of youngsters, tomorrow, Tuesday, the 11th, there is a game. Queen's Park Rangers under-21s versus Millwall under-21s. Millwall under-21s are in Professional Development League action on Tuesday afternoon as they travel to Queen's Park Rangers. The kickoff is at 1 p.m. Is being played at Loftus Road at the Cayenne Prince Foundation Stadium. We'll see the second place Lions take the short journey to West London and attempt to remain hot on the heels of Bristol City at the summit of the Professional Development League. Supporters are invited to attend the fixture, which is free of charge, with a suggested donation to Keep Your Eye on the Community Trust. So, it's free if you've got enough brass balls to go up to the gate and then someone says it's free but there's a suggested donation and you say, "I'll take 3 please," and just walk straight in. So it is free but it's not free. It's free if you've got no soul, a lack of empathy. If you're a complete psychopath, it's free. But if you are persuaded by social morals to join in the social contract, then you should make a little donation to the charity of the QPR Community Trust. But there you go. It's 1 PM kickoff, and there you go. So here's the thing. This is from Millwall. They don't tell you this. They don't tell you this, by the way. Look, they don't read. Look there. They don't tell you. But QPR do tell you. What did they tell you? It's live on Recast. Remember that? The thing that Millwall did, and then all the fans moaned, and then they stopped doing it, but the channel's still there. It's just dead, and they don't put anything on there now. And I noticed recently they started putting your highlights back on Millwall's YouTube channel. They stopped, and then they did one, and then pulled it back off again. Now they've started doing them again, so I don't know what the hell that was about. All very weird. I think they probably could get away with just putting it on Millwall TV, but that's very insular. I mean, how are you going to attract new viewers? I said to them, like, put it on YouTube. Why don't you put it on YouTube? I'll put a little advert at the end saying, if you want to see more, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Sign up to millwallfc.co.uk, Millwall TV, blah blah, and all that. Like, advertise. Use YouTube to advertise and draw people to the website. But I don't know. But yeah, so on Recast, this game tomorrow, 1 PM kickoff at Loftus Road, free but not free, is being played on Recast, and I believe I'm not sure, I think it's like 300 credits or whatever it is. So if you still got some credits, if you see that Millwall are on, and then decided to buy some credits, and then Millwall suddenly decided to drop it, but you still have the credits, here you can go. So it's on Recast. And I think that's it for today. So on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.